Hey, you made the right choice choosing this video. This is Auntie Nat's Crochet. I'm going to teach you step by step how to crochet something awesome so that you can share it with your customers, friends and loved ones. I have hundreds over videos, so do subscribe to my channel. The subscribe button is at this corner over here. It will mean a lot to me. And today I'm going to make a caterpillar. Yes, you hear me right. I'm gonna make another caterpillar, the third caterpillar that looks something like the other two in the earlier pose. This two fella is in the earlier pose. And today I'm going to do a caterpillar using this yarn. I came across this yarn. Is so special that it has all these dots around it, so I guess when I do the caterpillar body I do not need any fur or sew eyes onto it because it already has all this kind of effect, so it's easier, right? So up to you. You can check out the other two earlier posts, the other two caterpillar, or you can stick to this one. So besides this, I'm also going to use some cotton yarn. The choice of color is up to you, how colorful you want your caterpillar to be. And also you will need some wire. I'm gonna add this wire inside the body so that they can bend like this too, so they can bend according to your liking. Either you want it to be straight, bend it C shape, L shape, anyhow you like. And this if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure about the thickness because I got this some time ago, so yeah, you just look at this picture here. It's pretty thick, I would say, and it bends easily. I would prefer thicker wire for the caterpillar because the thinner wire breaks easily, and the thinner wire is normally for flowers, because when you make flowers you don't bend it very often, you don't bend it every day. But for caterpillars like this, who knows, if you're going to give it to a child, it might bend it on a daily basis, so it will break. So I choose a thicker wire. And on top of that, I am going to use a 3.5 mm hook. You might need a little bit of stuffing for the head because the head needs stuffing. The body, you do not need stuffing. I don't put much stuffing inside, maybe a bit here but none here. It's because by the time I do all this effect, all this sewing, there's a lot of tail left inside, so it's kind of plump it up in a way. So we'll see how. If this caterpillar does not plump up, I will add some stuffing. Okay, now let's start. Okay, now we're gonna start by making a chain 7. This is just my habit of making a knot. Once you have a knot, you chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You chain 7 and you go to the second stitch from the hook. This is the hook, this is the first stitch, this is the second stitch. Start from the second stitch from the hook. We're going to do half double crochet all the way until the end. Oops. You're gonna have 6 half double crochet all in, so you have 6 stitches here. This counts as 1, So you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 stitches. You chain 1, turn the work. Now we do slip stitch. When you do slip stitch, make sure this one is not too tight, if not you will have a hard time in the next row. So you're gonna have 1 slip stitch, 2 slip stitch, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You have 6 slip stitch. You chain 1 and turn the work. Now when you turn the work, you will notice that you have 1 set of V shape here and 1 set of V shape at the back, here and here. So now I'm going to do half double crochet on a V shape in front, or should I say at the back. I mean the one facing the other side. The one facing away from us should be called the back, right? So do it on that row that is away from us. Do half double crochet all the way. Oops, I guess this was too tight earlier. So make sure you have 6 stitches as well, every row. So once you're done with this, you will notice that you have 1 line here, but you do not have a line here. You have a kind of like a sink in here. That's the whole idea for making the caterpillar look like it has this section, 1 section, 2 section. So now same thing, chain 1, turn the work, and start to do slip stitch. So 1 row of half double crochet, 1 row of slip stitch. That will make 1 set, and I'm going to do 9 sets of it. Let me show you again what I mean by 1 set. It doesn't matter whether you count from here or here. This is 1 set. This is 1 set, and this is the second set. 1 set means a row of half double crochet followed by 1 row of slip stitch. So this is 1 set, 2 set. So now chain 1, and again I'm going to do half double crochet onto the V shape that is away from us. So that this line here will always be inside the caterpillar. So you continue with this, and I'll get back to you once I'm at the 9th row. You make sure every row you have the same number of stitches. Now you have all these dots. This would make a lovely caterpillar as well. Okay, I've come to the 9th row. 9 sets, sorry. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. This is 1 set, 2 sets. So if you count row, this is more than that. It should be 18 rows. So the last row here I did a single crochet, slip stitch. So now I chain 1. Row 10, I'm going to do half double crochet increase on the first one and the last one. means I'm going to do 2 half double crochet on the first stitch and the last stitch. So in the middle there will be this 4 more stitches. You just do half double crochet. Oops, let me do that again. Okay, we did an increase here, and then 1 2 3 4 wait, increase here, increase 1 2 3 4. Now the last one, half double crochet, increase again, 1 2. So it make it slightly wider at the top here and not so wide at the bottom here. So I'm going to chain 1, leave a bit of a tail, and now I'm going to do the leg. Okay, and now I'm going to do the legs, on the legs here. I'm going to do each section 1 leg, but I'm not going to do on this last section here. So the leg will be until here. So this section 1 leg, so should be somewhere here in the middle of this section. Gonna grab a yarn, any color yarn. Oops, and let me get 2 strands. This is the one nearest to the head. This is the one with the increase. So here I'm gonna yarn over to lock it. Then I'm going to chain 5. 1 2 3 4 5. If you think 5 is too long, maybe you can do chain 3 or chain 2. I'm gonna slip stitch all the way down, starting from the second stitch from the hook. And also this last one here, pull out, go back to the same stitch and pull this over, and I'm going to go to the next block here, the next section, pull this loop over, this working yarn, pull it over, one, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. I'm gonna do 4 here and then 3 here, and the rest will be like 3 or 2. So this is the top, so just for the fun of it, this is longer than the rest. If you do not want to, it's okay. You can do all the legs same length, and you just slip stitch all the way. And remember to turn to the back, go back to the same stitch here and bring this working yarn over. Now we're going to do this section 1 leg, just now I did a chain. I started with chain 5, then chain 4. So now I'm gonna do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So just let me show you how it looked like. I mean the length of the leg. And the rest you can just do chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2 will be too short, I think. So it's gonna look like this. This 2 is the longest and the rest is shorter. If you do not like it this way, you think it's a hassle, then you do all the same pattern. So I'll come back to you once I have legs on both sides. Okay, I've made the legs on both sides. So now you see these lines here. I'm gonna insert the wire. You get a wire like this, the size of the caterpillar and slightly longer. Now I'm gonna try and insert it here. You see these lines here? Make it go underneath. This is not easy. Okay. Oops. Because it's a 8-ply, so you get tangled. Oops. And as you're doing this, make sure it does not appear outside here. So this one I think I should bend it this way so that it can go through easier. Oops. Be careful, it's kind of pokey. Ouch. Go through it all the way to the top. A little bit more. Don't forget to check the front. See if it's like piercing through the front. All these tails, you just leave it inside. I'm gonna sew, when I sew it together, all this will be inside. Okay, now the last part. Ouch. Okay, this side. Okay, it's all good, all went through. Now you can bend your wire any how you like it. Make sure it does not go through the front here. This is the back. Now push this to the far end. And all this hide inside here. And now I'm gonna make one row here of single crochet all around. Wait, let me see. Oh oh dear, I got it wrong. It should be this way, because this is the increased part, so this is wider than this is the tail. Yeah, I'll come back to you once I'm done with this. I got it the other way around. Okay, I've tucked in nicely. It does not show here. And I use a plier to kind of bend it this way so that no one gets hurt. I mean, while you're playing with it, you keep bending it here and there so that you won't get hurt. This one will be inside the head. And here I'm gonna make one row of a different color so that it looks as if the stomach has a different color. This is the head part, this is the wider part, this is the one with the increase, this is the starting point. So I'm gonna start from here. You see the green line here, this green line. I'm gonna crochet all around here, just single crochet all around, and later I'm going to sew it together. You bring this one in, got hidden. Okay, maybe I'll use this one. So you're gonna do single crochet, you follow this line here, single crochet from here, here and back here, and all this you can just tie a knot with the tails that you can find here. And I'll get back to you once I'm at the end of the row here. Okay, I've single crochet from here until here, and the corner here I did not make 2 stitch, you know, like the normal single crochet all around. When you reach a corner you would do 2 single crochet in a corner. You don't have to do it here, you just go 1 stretch. So this is the last part. I'm going to I'm gonna leave a long tail for sewing. So now you're gonna sew it together. You're gonna place all this in the middle, like this. And if you want, later you can add stuffing inside here, but I think it's pretty full. It's pretty filled up with wires and all these tails from the previous yarn. So I guess that's enough for me. If you want, you can add stuffing, but it'll be kind of difficult to sew when you add stuffing. Just sew it together. You see the V shape here. I am going to sew on this back loop, and this side, this V shape, I'm going to sew on the front loop. This one is the one furthest to me, and this one is the one nearest to me. Oops, hide all this inside. Yeah, forgot to bring all this in. Okay, make sure all this stays inside. And you just stitch it up. And after you have stitched it up, we are going to do the head. Yeah, it's just a round head. And the tail for this, I will just hide it inside the body, just like any amigurumi. Here I'm just going to stitch one time. If you think you have holes, you find holes here, you can stitch it a second time, second round, you know, two round, but I think one would do. It's just a very small amigurumi. So once you pull, this is the stomach. This is how the stomach look like. Isn't that a colorful caterpillar? Just a bit more, and I'll show you how I'm gonna hide it inside. Here I just seal it shut, make it look like it's like this rounded. It's no longer that square piece, that square. Oops. Okay, and you just seal it shut like this. Then you check for holes. You see if there's any holes, like maybe here or here. You find a hole to be a bit too big, you can put your needle here. They're not just like any amigurumi. If you have done amigurumi before, then you put your needle here and there, let the yarn go through. Then you won't notice that it's you make sure it goes according to the line. This one should come here. Let's make one here and see. And the rest of it, you can either cut it away or you can hide the whole thing inside. I didn't use stuffing, but you see it's kind of plumb up because I think the wire is somehow stretch it to the max, so it looks kind of plumb up. So now you can bend it anyhow you like. You can flatten it or bend it. And now you just either you cut the yarn, you cut the tail, or you can continue to hide it, or you can continue to patch all the holes you can find here. And next we're going to do the head. Okay, now we're going to do the head. We're going to start with a magic circle. Curl it around your finger, pull up a loop and make a knot. So after you have this magic circle or magic ring, you do 6 single crochet into the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 single crochet. Next row, row 2, we're gonna do increase. Increase means 2 single crochet into the same stitch. This is 2 single crochet in the same stitch, then another increase, we started with 6 single crochet, now we do increase all around, so we're going to have 12 stitches in this row. Then we go on to the next stitch, next stitch, we go on to the next row, row 3, oops, row 3, I'm going to do single crochet, this is single crochet followed by increase, single crochet, increase all the way. So this row should have 18 stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 18 stitches. And now row 5. Row 5, I'm gonna do 1 single crochet. You're gonna start with 1 single crochet. Then you're gonna do increase, 1 increase. And you're gonna do single crochet in the next 2. 1, 2, and increase. One, 2, increase. And in the end you will have 1 stitch left. You just do single crochet on this last stitch. So this row you should have 24 stitches. Now row 5, you just do single crochet all around. So you should have 24 stitches as well because there's no increase. So I have 24 stitches in this row. I think this color makes a cute caterpillar. In our row 6 we start to do decrease because it's going to be a very small head. You're going to do 2 single crochet before we start to do 2 together, or a decrease. 1, and let me get a marker. 2, and you do a 2 together. Means you use the front loop and the front loop. You put through 2, put through 2, which means I make these 2 stitches become 1. It's called a 2 together. So again, repeat 1, 2, and do a 2 together. For those that, after a 2 together you're not sure which is your next stitch, you can actually add marker all around to mark your way, to let you know where is your next 2 together. 1, 2, and 2 together. 2 together, I also call it a decrease. Decrease in number of stitches. And this is the last 2 together. Okay, let me do one more row of decrease before I add all these safety eyes and antenna. Okay, now I'm going to do 1 single crochet followed by a decrease. 1 single crochet, decrease. Once you get the hang of it, you can go very fast. It's kind of easy. Now practice make perfect. So for those who like to practice your crochet skill, amigurumi, this should be the project for you, because this caterpillar is just nice. It's not that big, it's kind of small. And now I'm going to go get some safety eyes. Okay, from this particular caterpillar, I'm going to use eyes like this. And before I add the eyes, I'm going to make a head for it. A small head where the antenna comes out from the head. Okay, let's make the head first, because from the head I will determine where the eyes should be. Head, I'm going to use another color. So I'm going to start with a magic circle. You curl it around your 2 fingers, make a cross, turn to the back, pull up a loop and make a knot. And do 6 single crochet into the ring. 6 single crochet, you pull tight. I need more marker. I got all this marker from free gift. Can you imagine this much? Every time I buy yarn, I get marker as free gift, and that's a lot of marker I have. Okay, I'm gonna do increase in the next, I'm gonna do increase in the next row. Increase means 2 single crochet into the same stitch. We started with 6 and we're doing increase, so I should have 12 stitches in this row. 12. Okay, bring the head back, whether you want a big head or a small head. I think I make one more row. Next row, it's gonna be single crochet followed by an increase. Single crochet, increase. I think it's big enough. You wouldn't want the head to be too big. Okay, now I am going to do single crochet only on the back loop. You see this V shape here? This is the front loop, this is the back loop. This is the front and the other one is the back. So we take the back loop and do single crochet all around so that the head will bend downwards. I think you would need to do 2 rows of it. Let's do 2 rows and see what happens. Okay, let me complete this first. This is single crochet in the back loop, just the back loop to make it curve down. So you see it's kind of curved down. Now you do 2 rows of single crochet all around, depending how tall you want your hat to be, whether it's going to be a top hat. If you think it's going to be a top hat, then maybe you can do 3 rows, 4 rows. I'll come back to you after 2 rows. And now I did 2 rows of single crochet all around, not counting the one that I did on the front loop. Now I'm going to do I'm at the end of the row. I'm gonna chain 1. I'm going to do on the back loop again, this back loop. You see the front loop and the back loop. I am going to do on the back. So instead of putting through 2, I am going to do on the back loop. I am going to do double crochet increase. Increase means I'm going to do 2 double crochet into every back loop. So it's gonna look like this. So I'll come back to you once I am done with this row of double crochet. So you make sure you do 2 double crochet into the same stitch. Okay, the hat is done. I just slip stitch to the front, the first stitch. You make sure you have a long tail for sewing, because I'm going to sew this onto the head. I will sew it before I add stuffing. Let me show you a bit how I'm going to sew it. Because I am at this part here. Wait, let me get that through first. Oops, the magic ring tail. I am not going to sew from here. I'm going to sew from here, because the hat is not going to like stick on here. The hat is going to be like this. So I'm going to move my needle and make sure this tapestry needle will work its way to the middle part here. To the part here, bring it out this side so that you can see. Don't do it this way, because it's up to you. If you want to put it right on top of the head, then you have to make sure where the eyes should be. I want it to be like a bit to the back, like this. Then from here I can adjust and see where I'm going to put the eyes, because the eyes will be here. So now I've worked my way here to this part here. So you just hold on to it, make sure this is the right spot, and then you start to sew. Since I have not added stuffing, your needle can actually come out from the inside. Be careful, do not grab all this yarn. Okay, you make one stitch here, just to hold it first. Okay, sorry, this is the tail. Let's hide it inside. And from here you work your way here. So you make stitch by stitch, you stitch around here so that your head looks like this. So after the head, we can add the eyes. So up to you whether the head you want to add any flowers or ribbon or whatever, and you can shape it around, like maybe here, up a bit, here goes down. So when you're sewing it, just hold on to it first, hold on nicely so that it won't run away, won't be out of place, because you have already fixed it to look like this. So once you're done, then you can shape it around, then only you play with it. Now just let it be, just move this down and then you sew here, and later we can shape it again. Okay, I fastened the head, and I think that the eye should be at this spot here. So now I'm gonna fasten the eye, I'm gonna lock it in. So this is how the eye look like, and I make one antenna here. I'm gonna make one more here. Should I call it antenna? What is that thing called for insects? Oh gosh. Okay, so we're gonna make one of these. I'm gonna use this color, the color of the leg. You leave a bit of a tail, because I need this tail to tie it to the other tail later on. So you make a knot. This is my habit of making a knot, and you're gonna chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You make 8 stitches, and you go to the 3rd stitch from the hook. This is the hook, this is the 1st stitch, 2nd stitch, 3rd stitch, go to the 3rd stitch onwards, and you're gonna do slip stitch all the way down. Then you cut the yarn, and use a tapestry needle. I think the next one should be here. It should be like this. Just put through the tapestry needle. Oops. Get it through here, and then another one. This is 2 strands here. Go to the next stitch and pull this over. Then tie it up. And leave all this inside. Okay, let me get some colorful yarn for the mouth. Okay, now I just make a small mouth here. Not necessarily smiley mouth, you just make a, let me see, should it be here or here? Just like this will do. Is it crooked? Looks crooked. Okay, if you find that this is the right spot, you just tie a knot at the back. Okay, now for the last row, we're gonna do 2 together all the way. I'm going to use a front loop and a front loop and make a decrease. Now I'm gonna add some stuffing. I'm not gonna seal the hole here. I'm just gonna sew it onto the body. So make sure you have a long tail in case you might want to sew the head a few rounds. You know, sometimes the head is kind of heavy. You want to sew a few rounds so that it won't come off. Okay, now let's add some stuffing. Not too much, just enough to plump it up. It's a very small head, so you do not need a lot. Anyway, there's lots of stuff inside with the safety eye, the lock of the safety eye, all the tails inside. Let's see if I can add all this inside. If it's not plump enough, the face will sink in certain parts. Okay, I guess that's about it. And now make sure this steel is inside. So you hold it like this and sew around the body. First, you have to hold it down first and see where's your yarn, because we have already attached the eyes and you know which is the front, which is the back. Now you just sew once on the body. And once on the head. It would not be that difficult to bend your tapestry needle because there's a steel inside, there's a wire inside, so you will be in the way sometimes. So you make a few stitches, a few rounds so that the head won't come off, in case you're giving this to a young child. So make sure make sure the wire stays inside the head. So I'll come back to you once I have this nicely fastened. Okay, it's done, and you can bend it any way you like. And I'll go get some lovely photos for your social media. So thank you for watching. Hope you like this caterpillar as much as I do. And do check out the other caterpillar which is in the earlier post. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in my next post.